Hello students, welcome to Lazy Tutor where you can learn nursing simply. The topic which we are going to discuss is about female reproductive organs. So what is female reproductive organs? They are organs, they are set of organs which helps in the female reproduction. It is of two types which are internal reproductive organs are there and external reproductive organs are also there. See, this is the internal reproductive organ and this one is the external reproductive organs. The first topics which we are going to discuss today is about external reproductive organs. This one, about this. So it consists of mons pubis, clitoris, labia majora, labia minora, and vestibule. Vestibule is this triangular part. This is vestibule. So these are the organs which consist in external reproductive organs. The first we're gonna see is about mons pubis. So mons pubis is a hairy part. It is made up of subcutaneous tissue and fat. Next is labia majora. Labia majora is this elevated part. It is made up of subcutaneous fat and it's structurally similar to what this labia majora is structurally similar to male scrota. Next is labia minora. Labia minora is this pink colored area. It is similar to the male penis. It's structurally similar to male penis. It gives sexual pleasure. It is located within or it is located inside the labia majora. See, this labia minora is located inside the labia majora. It has number of skin folds. So this labia minora has number of skin folds are there. Next is clitoris. This top part is called clitoris. It gives sexual pleasure. It is cylindrical in shape and its length is 1.5 to 2 centimeter. So, and the last part is vestibule. Vestibule is this pink colored triangular structured part. It is located or it is bounded anteriorly by clitoris. See, this is clitoris and it is bounded anteriorly by clitoris. It has 4 openings are there. 4 openings are there. There are urethral opening, vaginal opening, Bartholin ducts opening and vestibular ducts opening. So these are the 4 openings which are present inside the vestibule. And hymen is also present. So this is hymen. Hymen is also present in this vestibule over here. And these are about the external reproductive organs. So now we're going to see the internal reproductive organs. This is internal reproductive organ. It consists of vagina, cervix, uterus, ovary, and fallopian tube. These are the internal female reproductive organs. First, we are going to see is about vagina. So vagina is a pink colored it is made up of fibromuscular sheath. See, it is an opening through which the secretions and menstrual blood comes out. It helps in coitus. Since it is a hollow organ, it helps in coitus. Coitus means sexual intercourse. Vagina secretes a secretion called vaginal secretion. Its pH is 4 to 5. And the relation of this vagina is, see over here, relation. This is urinary bladder. This area is bladder and this is rectum. So and this is vagina. Anteriorly we can see bladder is there. Posteriorly, like to the back of vagina, rectum is there, and laterally in sideways tissues are also present. So these are all about vagina. Now let's move on to the uterus. This is a female uterus. Uterus is a pyriform muscular hollow organ. Pyriform means pear-shaped, pear-like shaped. So it is a pyriform muscular hollow organ and anteriorly this is uterus and anteriorly bladder is there, posteriorly rectum is there and laterally on the sideways uterine artery is there. It is the position of this uterus is, it is anteverted and anteflex. See, this is uterus. It is anti-voted and anti-flex. It is not in a straight line. It is not in any kind of position like we know. It is anti-voted, means it is slightly bended. That's why it is called anti-voted, and it is anti-flexed in position. So memorize these words: anti-voted and anti-flexed. Its measurement is, it's 7 to 8 centimeter length, 5 to 7 centimeter width, and 2 to 3 centimeter thickness. It weighs from 4 to 50 gram. These are the weight of, or the measurement of our uterus. Now let's study the parts in uterus. So there are four parts in uterus, which is the fundus, the body, isthmus, and cervix. These are the parts of uterus. First, this is uterine tube. This fallopian tube is or also called uterine tube. So fundus is, it is a part of uterus above the level of uterine tube. So above the, we can see this is fundus, and it is located above the level of uterine tubes or fallopian tube. And next is the body. So this area, this green area is body. So body is the part and part from the level of uterine tube. This is uterine tube to the level of isthmus. Isthmus is located over here, this area. See, this area is isthmus. So body is from the fallopian tube to the level of isthmus. And next is cervix. Cervix is cylindrical in shape, and it is arranged from isthmus to the external os. This area is external os, so it is arranged from isthmus to external os. So this is all about cervix. Now let's move on to the layers of uterus. So we have three layers of uterus, three layers in our uterus: outer layer, middle layer, and inner layer. This outer layer is called perimetrium. It is made up of serous coating. Serous coating is there in perimetrium. It is serous coated. Next is the middle layer, myometrium. This middle layer, myometrium, it is made up of smooth muscle fibers. And the last layer is the inner layer, which is the endometrium. It is where the fetus or the fetus grows in the uterus. It is in endometrium. The blood supply is through uterine artery and uterine vein. This is all about our uterus. Next is fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is also called uterine tube. It starts from fundus to, See, this is fundus. So it starts from fundus. This is fallopian tube. It is of 10 centimeter. Its function is fertilization. Fertilization takes place. So the ovum from the ovary and the sperm reach in this fallopian tube, and fertilization takes place through here, and it goes to the uterus. It is of 10 centimeter, and its parts are isthmus, ampulla, infundibulum, and fimbrium. These are the parts in our fallopian tube. Blood supply is from uterine artery and ovarian artery. The vein is ovarian vein. This is all about our fallopian tube. And next is ovary. Ovary is the sex gland. It produces ovum. It is oval shaped. Its color is grayish pinkish in color. Its function is gametogenesis and cell maturation. So ovary's function is gametogenesis and cell maturation. It has two parts, cortex and medulla. So cortex is made up of stromal cells, and medulla is loose connective tissues. Its blood supply is from ovarian artery and ovarian vein. So these are the two parts in ovary, medulla and cortex. So medulla contains neurovascular structures. See, neurovascular structures are there. In cortex, it contains ovarian follicles. Ovarian follicles are there in cortex. Let's see the other structures which are related to our female reproductive organs, which are pelvic floor, pelvic cellular tissue, and pelvic peritoneum. These are some of the related structures in female reproductive system, especially the internal reproductive system. Okay, first one is pelvic floor. it is a muscular partition. See the muscle in this pelvis. It is a muscular partition between the abdominal peritoneum and pelvic cavity. It is a partition or division between the abdominal cavity and the pelvic cavity. It has three sets of muscles. Okay, it is made up of three sets of muscles, which are puborectalis, this puborectalis over here, pubococcygeus, and iliococcygeus, this here. So these are the three sets of muscles which comprised in this pelvic floor, and they are together called levator of Anne. So these muscles are together called levator of Anne. The main function of our pelvic floor are, it helps in the internal rotation during child delivery. So during the labor process, the fetus will rotate internally for its delivery. So this pelvic floor helps in its internal rotation. Next, it stabilizes the pelvic organs. This muscle stabilizes the pelvic organs, and it stabilizes the joint also. It maintains the intra-abdominal pressure. Okay, these are the main functions of our pelvic floor. Let's move on to the pelvic cellular tissue. So this pelvic cellular tissue actually separates our pelvic floor and pelvic peritoneum. It separates, this pelvic cellular tissue separates the pelvic floor and pelvic peritoneum. The function of pelvic cellular tissues are, it prevents infection, it protects the blood vessels, it helps in the widening of face during the hypertrophy in pregnancy. Hypertrophy is a state which occurs in pregnancy. So during that phase, these organs needs an extra space. So this pelvic cellular tissue provides an extra space for these hypertrophied organs. These are all about the pelvic cellular tissue. Now let's see the pelvic peritoneum. Pelvic peritoneum is a membrane that lines the inside of abdomen and pelvis. So it is a membrane that lines the inside internal part of abdomen and pelvis. So these are all about the related structures like pelvic floor, pelvic cellular tissue, and pelvic peritoneum. Let's move on to the last organ in female internal reproductive organ, which is the breast. So breast is a mammary gland. It is made up by adipose tissue. This yellow part is the adipose tissue. So it is made up by the deposition of adipose tissue. There is a brown pigmentation. We can see a brown pigmented part in breast, which is called the areola. In the areola, the tip is it has a tip called nipple, and alveoli. This is alveoli. Alveoli is a secretory gland which secretes the milk, and the grape-like structures formed by the alveoli is called lobule. See, these grape-like structures are called lobules. It is formed by alveoli. Now we need to add the physiology of lactation also into this content, but there is a separate topic called physiology of lactation. We will discuss it in the later classes while I teach you that. So right now you need to only study this much content. So that's all about today's topic. Today we have discussed about female reproductive organs, its definition, its types, which are internal and external. External reproductive organs are also called vulva. It consists of mons pubis, labia minora, labia majora, clitoris, and vestibules. Then the next type is internal reproductive organ, which are vagina, uterus, fallopian tube, ovary, cervix, and breast. So that was all about our female reproductive organ. Hope you understand my class. Thank you.